Coffee with Court. I'm Court, and it's good to see everybody today. I'll give you guys a second to get in here. All right, so today's topic is when a woman loses respect for a man. So I got a message from one of my Instagram followers about an issue he was going through with his girlfriend and his wife, who he's been with for 6 years. Looks like they've been together for 8 years, but the first 2 years he was experiencing some kind of issues with her being disrespectful and doing stuff that no man should put up with, or no person, period, should put up with in a relationship. So he wrote me a message and wanted me to give him a little bit of insight on what he should do about the situation. And I'm going to go ahead and read that for everybody and, get some input back from my followers about what should transpire in this relationship. Here, Rose. So he wrote, "Hey, Coach, I've been watching your lives on IGTV, and one about purpose struck a nerve. I quit my job because of management 3 months ago, and my wife has been so disrespectful. She's constantly calling me names in front of our daughter, and that has never happened the whole 6 years that we've been married. It used to happen during the 2 years that we were dating, but now it's a whole new level. Last week, she even threw a pot of almost boiling water on me because I was asking her why she's been on her phone so much. A little defensiveness going on there. A little bit, that's a lot of defensiveness. I don't know what to do. We have enough in savings for me to leave and go get my own place, but I don't want to give up on my family. I feel like the love has died in our relationship, even though I try to make her happy by doing whatever she needs to be done around the house. She rarely does anything when she comes home from work." So clearly there has been lack of communication going on because for somebody to throw boiling water on you, I'm assuming that, this is just an assumption, that there has been some physical issues going on around this relationship up until this point. Also, because you just don't go from 6 years married to throwing boiling water on me. Chances are you guys need counseling. I mean, there's no other way to put that one. Counseling would be in your immediate future. And also, if a woman doesn't respect you, hey. So I'm reading if you're just coming in, sorry, a little brief synopsis. If you're just coming in, I'm reading an email from one of my Instagram followers who's been following me on there, and says that he's been with his wife for 6 years. Things are starting to boil over. He quit his job 3 months ago. She's lost respect for him. She tried to throw a pot of boiling water on him last week because she was on her cell phone too much, and he questioned her about it. So, yeah, and I was just leading into this, saying that if a woman loses respect for you, it makes it really hard for her to love you. So that's when you'll see things like this happening. Like, she'll start to build up resentment for you, for the relationship. She's, probably really frustrated about you not having a purpose. And men, we need a purpose. We need something that drives us in life, that makes us want to get up every day. And being a stay-at-home dad and doing things at home is great and wonderful. And it's actually it's a great way to give back to your spouse for being, being her and being so, because women are nurturers, such good nurturers, and such good just being your spouse, period. It's a good way to give back, 50-50. You're supposed to You're supposed to help balance those roles around the house as well. But when you lose your purpose and you lose, chances are you're doing something that is causing her to build up a lot of resentment. And if she's on her cell phone all the time, then that's a valid question. You should be wondering what's going on with that. But that's just another byproduct of having your significant other, your spouse, your woman in particular, losing respect for you. They'll start to do things like that. They'll start to entertain other guys. They'll start to, see other more masculine guys as a better option. And how you can get yourself out of that is just to, obviously show her that you're active in trying to find employment again. And I don't know what the reason for you said because of management. I don't know what the reason for that was, but I think you need to get your purpose back, get back out there and start to figure out who you are again. Because once you figure out who you are, you're going to bring a lot more level of confidence and secureness about yourself that your wife may start to find attractive again. And you also need to get back to showing her that she matters. Because I know, they call it the Illities, the land of the Illities. When you get into the land of the Illities, responsibility, accountability around the house, you start to neglect your spouse because that's just, you put so much energy into that. I can remember, in my own case, I started to do that as well. I started to stop realizing that my wife was an actual human being that needed that type of attention and that affection. And sure, she was great at the Illities, but start back courting her again and taking her on dates and just doing little things for her that's going to make her feel like she matters. And at the same time, you need to be getting out and finding your purpose again. I don't know if you're like, you didn't go too much in depth with here, but it's actually pretty good that you didn't, because I don't want to read a super long email, but I'm glad you kept it under, 2 paragraphs. But get back out there and find your purpose again. Figure out who you are. Go apply for as many jobs as you need. I don't know if you graduated from college, if you got a degree, because I know that's a little bit more tough when you're trying to find a career as opposed to an actual short-term gig. But it's that masculine and feminine energy. Like when a woman feels like she's too much in her masculine energy and she feels like she has to carry everything and be the extra parent to a grown man. When if you guys have a daughter, if she feels like she's got a daughter and a son, she's going to lose respect for you because she doesn't feel like you're carrying your weight or actually being a man. So I say get back to it. Get back to dating her. Get back to courting her. If you have time, or if you have you have money in your savings, it's funny because we'll take that savings and we'll go out and find another place, but we won't take that savings to take our wife out to a special, out on a special date or something, or do something really nice for you. You might want to do that. You can invest in your relationship too. It's a good idea to do that. I mentioned counseling before. I don't know if you guys have attended counseling. If things are getting physical, like boiling water being splashed on people, you definitely want to get that issue addressed. And it seems like you're dealing with some kind of you're thinking that it's an affair going on, and it's a strong possibility. And when you start, your wife. So if you start to see these little patterns change, things change around her, like she's doing things like, dressing up more and being on her cell phone more. I don't know if she's hiding her cell phone now or locking her cell phone. And I'm not trying to stir the pot here or anything, but you may be onto something. And speaking of stirring the pot, she threw a hot pot of boiling water on you. So you might want to get down to the bottom of that. And like I said, don't be too prideful to go see a marriage counselor, because they're there for a reason. My whole motto is, if you fall down, sprain your ankle, and break your leg, you'll go to a doctor, a physical doctor, that's going to assess what you need. But sometimes oftentimes the brain gets sick as well. So go do what you need to do to heal your brain and heal your marriage, your relationship. Hey, welcome. If you're just coming in, I'm here reading a message from one of my Instagram followers, and he's talking about how he's been with his wife for 8 years, dated 2 years, married for 6, and last week they got into a confrontation where she threw a boiling pot of water on him because he was asking her about why she's been on her cell phone too much or so much. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. He quit his job 3 months ago, and he said since then she's pretty much been disrespectful towards him. And I was trying to, and I said before, like, it's just because you don't have a purpose. You don't have it's not masculine to be sitting around and not sitting on your hands and not actually doing anything. It builds resentment in your woman, your wife, because she doesn't want to be in her masculine all the time. I don't want to have to deal with having an extra kid to deal with, an extra mouth to feed. And it's good that you're helping out around the house. That's really going to take a lot of pressure off of her as a spouse, right now she's probably most likely the breadwinner. So yeah, hope that helped anybody. Hey, if you want a coaching session with me, let me know. www.fruitfulseeds with a Z at the end. And I hope you guys have a good Tuesday. I love you guys.